Like fellow classic British sitcoms, Fawlty Towers and The Office, its comedic lifespan was short, but sweet. To the Manor Born boasted some of the highest ratings of both the 1970s and 80s on the BBC during its 3-year, 21-episode run. It was also a show beloved by Kiwi viewers, becoming a Sunday night staple on what is now TVNZ1. The tale of an upper-class woman forced out of her beloved manor house by the of her husband and the nouveau-riche Czechoslovakian millionaire who bought the estate, captured the hearts and minds of millions around the world, cementing the pulling power of actress Penelope and making Peter Bowles a star. Speaking to Stuff back in 2013, the latter, who has just aged 85, revealed his heartache that an attempt to revive it in 2007 foundered. Rialto, one of Peter Bowles' final roles, was in the 2018 movie Together. * 10 terrific British sitcoms. * acclaimed British actor, To the Manor Born star Peter Bowles has aged 85. * Together, disappointing gold card drama blighted by leaden plotting. Penny and I did a 25-year silver wedding special in 2007 which went out without a lot of publicity up against a Doctor Who Christmas special, which the BBC had spent millions on publicising. We came out only a few hundred behind it in terms of audience figures, which shook the BBC and encouraged them to try and bring us back. I thought it was a wonderful idea. With all the changes taking place in the countryside, global warming and new farming practices, there was a whole new set of challenges this couple could be faced with. The writer was very excited, as were the BBC, Penny and I. And then it turned out, and I don't know all the details of this, that the writer had sold the film rights many years ago. I'm not sure who to, but there was a clause that if a film was going to be made there couldn't be a TV series. When they were contacted they said they were thinking of doing a film, so they wanted X amount of money, and the BBC simply wasn't prepared to pay. That was a real shame, because I think we would have been much cheaper to make than Doctor Who. Supplied after the success of a special one-off episode in 2007, Peter Bowles hoped that he and Penelope might be able to make another To the Manor Born series. But it turned out the original writer had sold the rights. While the role of Richard DeVille is the one Bowles is most remembered for, he admits he nearly didn't get it because his agent had initially turned it down. I had already turned down starring opposite Penny in The Good Life, because I was drifting into character parts, which were a bit put upon, a bit wimpy. But when I was offered the role of Richard, I was very keen, because it was a leading man, but the problem was my agent thought I was too busy doing Rumpole of the Bailey. That took 3 weeks of rehearsal, and was recorded on a Thursday. However, I knew sitcoms were recorded on a Sunday, so I personally rang up the head of the BBC and Thames TV, and we worked out a situation where I could rehearse and do both shows. Bowles says DeVille had initially been mooted as an American or an Arab. But I didn't think that was necessary. There was a man over here at the time who ran the Daily Mirror, Robert Maxwell, who was from Czechoslovakia and recreated himself as an Englishman and had all his suits made on Savile Row. I felt Penelope's character wouldn't fall in love with someone who was cliched foreign. I wanted to be absolutely real. He believes it was the show's authenticity and not attempting to be amusing for the sake of it that struck a chord with viewers. People of all classes watched it, from the man who sweeps the roads and empties the dustbins to the aristocracy. It was remarkable. What everybody seemed to like though was the romance of it. I guess we were both nice looking and from opposite ends of the scale. Supplied Peter Bowles believed it was To the Manor Born's authenticity and not attempting to be amusing for the sake of it that struck a chord with viewers. What did rankle with Bowles initially though was the BBC's indifference to his part in bringing the show to life. I wasn't considered to be a star at the start, although I certainly became one afterwards. They didn't even invite me to the press launch or the first BAFTA awards ceremony when the show was up for 2 awards. Describing Keith as a very wise woman for ending the show after 3 seasons, Bowles says Manor's legacy was to give him enormous career firepower. For some time, I'd been trying to set up series and nobody would answer the phone, then everybody did. I was able to do The Irish I.M., Lytton's Diary and Perfect Scoundrels. That work was then seen by Sir Peter Hall at the National Theatre, who realised rather late in my life that I was an actor he would like to work with on stage. I did 12 plays with him on the West End. I had always been in work before Manor, but until then I wasn't someone an audience would pay good money to come and see. DVDs of To the Manor Born are available to rent nationwide from both Alice's and RO Video. Bowles can also currently be seen in cinemas playing a vicar in Off the Rails.